So yeah, welcome everybody to part 8 of this solo self-found beginner Conjurer. Today I'm gonna start Ultimate and basically try to get to level... I mean, on Ultimate, like, the main goal should be like to just not die around and try to get some like good, maybe like 75 to 84 or like 94 gear, right, even. Just came back home, nice, nice, welcome. And eventually we're gonna try to do almost everything on Ultimate that we can do, right? So for example, I mean, we're gonna start off with like farming Dark Ones set once we are like strong enough, right? That is gonna probably happen like after most main campaign stuff though. I mean, obviously, right? You cannot like enter dungeon, like the local dungeon, just like that. So if we didn't mess up, we did fix the character properly for Ultimate, right? Yeah, Poison's like a little bit low on Pierce. But other than that, it should be okay, right? I mean, for Pierce, for example, I could use like one of these, right? On the gloves. There we go, some more Pierce overcap. It won't hurt, right? And yeah, like, main goal as well is gonna be to get our factions to revered here so that we can actually buy some like good augments, right? You can also farm factions to revered on elite if you have like trouble going to ultimate like this.
You're not looking at the
But I mean, if you can go to ultimate, just go there, right? And honestly, like Act 1 and ultimate is still kind of a cakewalk. I said I'm gonna take out one thing though. I'm gonna get rid of Fevered Rage for now. Ahoy, Crystal, how are you, man? Welcome. Good evening to you.
Greetings. Stay strong.
And we're gonna put this point... I don't know. Maybe here, and some more Pierce and Aetherus. It's not gonna hurt us. More important than that right now should probably be the HP from Heart of the Wild though. I mean, I also need armor, right? This also gives me flat armor, right? Bounties. Yeah, we'll see about bounties if we need to, like... I mean, I guess we need to do some bounties. Who's my barber? Just around you. Today, no one was, actually. I didn't even shave today. At all. But yeah, I don't have money for barbers, man. I'm just trying to take care of my beard myself. Also, like, going to the barber right now is probably something you shouldn't do, right? Also probably wanna switch around my movement augment at some point, right? Like the vanish is still not bad, but I will need like a movement augment that allows me to be used defensively as well later. This is the time where you go full bald. I mean, I don't know about that one. You can, yeah. Or you just let it grow, right? Either or. But like nothing in between, right? Alright, enjoy your food, man. See you in a bit. Also, yeah, shrines, I mean, we're only doing them for experience, right? And those that are cheap are still worth it. Those that are expensive should be skipped, but there aren't actually too many expensive ones now. They changed the cost of the ultimate ones, right? Like ultimate shrines used to be like super expensive some like patches ago. But I mean, people just didn't use them at all, right? I mean, you could just get full full devotion points from like normal and elite anyway, so ultimate shrines were kind of useless. So yeah, the only way to fix it was to make them cheaper, and they did that. So let's go. So I kinda have to like check out how many energy potions I have left, but I have like 237, right? So I should be fine. Because the build is kinda energy potion heavy. Summon Fish Molly. Hello Fish Molly, how are you? The Gut Ripper. That's a pretty decent shaman bleeding item, right? It's more for soldiers actually. It's like really good for a water. And that's not what that is not what we are looking for this, right? Also, somebody in my YouTube comments said that it's not solo self-found because I'm using stash. I mean, I'm using my personal stash. That is not shared stash. It's still solo. Solo. How do you say that? Solo stash found. I don't know, man. No offense against you guys on YouTube, but sometimes some of your comments are a little bit weird. I mean, if you didn't ask the question, you don't have to feel offended anyway, right? And if you ask that question, I think you should feel offended, actually. Yeah, that's actually the purpose of this. Your YouTube comments are top-notch, dude. They're always super serial and... very, I mean, they're fun, so I mean, they serve their purpose. They make people laugh. So what is this quadruple? I mean, no, quintuple elites, right? Or heroes, rather. Nice. guess. Mr. Milton. Mr. Hart, rather. And yeah, very important in Ultimate is also to like not skip any of these side quests. They are very important for both experience as well as reputation, right? And if you don't do quests, then you're not gonna get these reputations up. Well, yeah, that's gonna suck, right? Also, there are some places that I haven't been to in Elite or Normal, right? Maybe I should just show you these things, right? Like this house, for example, I haven't never been into this house. And if you check this house out, you will find Isaac's body, right? Alright, he's actually... Wait, is he still alive, actually? I don't even remember, like, the last time I was in this place, like, probably like 3 years ago, to be honest. Because I've always skipped this area. Oh, he even has a lore note. Interesting. Yeah, like, the lore is pretty great in this game, you shouldn't skip it, actually. So we have Isaac here. I mean, I guess he's not gonna make it, right? Oh, what is this animation, dude? It looks so... Dude, did they like improve the animation of this? Maybe they did, right? I actually no idea how it looked like 3 years ago. So, now we officially have the quest to find Isaac's hidden stash, right? I mean, we didn't get this one on normal, right? And we still found it. So you don't have to like go there. But it's like a pretty nice lore thing to go there and check the lore out. Also, you can get a strange key from these guys, right? Alright, let's go down to this cave, and we're gonna go down here. We're just for the shrine again, right? As always. The shrine's like the only interesting thing here. Unless you are still somehow interested in a slith tongue on level... I don't know which level it's gonna be, but... Hey, on Ultimate you probably should have like a better weapon than a slith tongue, right? But I mean, if you want a slith tongue, you still get it here from the body here, right? Level 70 version. I guess it scales with you level up to like 94. Now again onto the caravan driver. Check out all 3 locations. He's in location 1. Seems good. Oh, we got some elites here, right? This Reaping Cascade looks pretty awesome actually. Looks like the Ultra's Devotion proc, but then purple, right? Didn't know a blue item like this, I was like such a nice looking proc. So yeah, in Ultimate you can't skip this, right? If you have the scrap, and I mean you should probably have enough scrap, right? That said, I wanted to check out the Flooded Passage here anyways, to be honest, because I wanted to see how hard the Golem is on Ultimate, and I also wanted to go to a place that we haven't been to yet. Also, we didn't like ever check this dynamite place out yet, right? And it's mostly only interesting for Arcanists, right? If you're like playing a Chosen Sky Shard Arcanist, this place over here is really interesting because you can get a offhand here that well, gives you bonuses for Chosen Sky Shard, right? And also this is a one-shot chest actually, right? And one-shot chests do have a 100% chance to give you a legendary item in Ultimate. If you open it this early, like I did though at level 76, you're not gonna get a mythical version, right? So this was maybe a mistake actually to open it this early. I should have probably like left it closed and then like go back here when I'm like higher level. That's like a possibility that you can do. I'm not gonna do it here though because, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna go here anyway, right? I'm not gonna go back to this place at all anyway. Also, yeah, Roderatus, this is the guy, the purple boss in here that has the offhand. That is interesting. Also, I pressed the cluster randomly for like no reason. Whoops. That was not intended. And he didn't drop it. Nice. But yeah, this guy has an offhand that would be good for Chosen Sky Shard, but apparently he doesn't even have a 100% drop chance. That's a little bit unfortunate. I don't know, I feel like they should give these bosses, like this guy, who's like in a spot that you don't really want to farm, unless you specifically want to farm that one item, right? They should just give these guys like a 100% chance to drop this, the green item, right? Because people will have to still like farm this guy over and over and over until they get like a really good affix on it, right? It's already like hard enough to get like good affixes on the offhand. It doesn't have to be like even more frustrating because of like not 100% drop chance, right? I don't know. That's just my personal opinion though, but if you like farming one boring place over and over like this one, then yeah, you can enjoy this. Name equals boss, not purple boss. Well, that's true, yeah. It's like a named boss then, or like how would you call it? It's like a named boss that spawns in like specific locations, right? Because I mean, yeah, these elites or whatever you would call them, right? Hero mobs, they can also spawn in some. I mean, they also have names, right? But they are gonna spawn like randomly. They don't spawn like specific locations. Those are just heroes. Well, yeah. I mean, it's true, yeah. Purple ones, purple named mobs are just bosses, and like purple bosses, not just bosses. Yeah. That is correct. But yeah, without Fevered Rage, this guy is actually easier to kill than it was on Elite, right? Should have take my Prime Bloom. Yeah, thank you so much for your blooms, man. I mean, for your Prime Crystal. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, Rekba League, hello, hello.
Oh, hello,
Also about the Blacksmith is, right? I mean, we did pick Duncan and Elite. But I mean, the generic, or like the Blacksmith that is like better in general is Angron, right? We're gonna choose Angron here again in Ultimate. Because it is kinda annoying to like go back to normal to craft. I mean, you can do that, right? And you should probably like choose Duncan at least once, just to have like the possibility to choose him instead of Angron for like a craft if you want to. But yeah, in general, Angron is just better, right?
Move along.
So yeah, let's join forces with Angron here. So, what is my main, like, damage increase gonna be from now on? Right, that's the question. And I think it's actually gonna be Elemental to Vitality and Chaos to Vitality conversion, right? Because then I can use Destruction as well. And then my sigils are gonna be really strong. Other than that, I don't really see too much. I mean, I could use the Totem as well, right? Like the Totem instead of something else. Like, I could use the Totem instead of Grasping Wands now, actually. That might actually be better. Because I'm not using Fever Rage anyway, right? Anymore. So I don't really, like, need it that badly. Like, I don't need the Wands that badly anymore. And the Wands don't really have stackable Vitality damage, right? They only have Vitality Decay damage. So you can't really like stack that, because like it's not gonna... Like if you have, say like two layers, of, like two Grasping Wands active at the same time, right? If they had like flat Vitality damage, just like the Sigil, it would stack and overlap. But since they only have Vitality Decay damage, right, it doesn't stack, because like damage over time from a single source will not stack with itself. Like damage over time can only stack from different sources. So if you have two Grasping Wands, right, I mean 1 and 2, right, on top of each other, they still count as only one source, so they're not gonna stack their damage over time together. Whereas Vitality Totem, or like the Storm Totem, right, has both lightning and electric damage, and if you take the Transmitter here, that converts lightning to Vitality. The electrocute damage, which would be converted to Vitality Decay, that part would not stack with itself, but the Vitality damage, the flat Vitality damage from the lightning damage, that would stack with itself, right? So right now, since I don't really need the immobilization that badly anymore, I think I should switch over to the Totem actually, right?
Well, I'll be.
Also, yeah, don't forget about these side quests, right, like Algrim. And where's the other two guys? The other guys are like in the western corner here, right? There they are. Two big zombies you also have to kill here. For the side quest. You love Vulgars, you can literally sleep while you're playing and you don't die. Yeah, Dark One is the same, but you can like sleep even better, to be honest. But yeah, Vulgar is awesome as well. Like if I get Vulgar before full Dark One, then yeah, I'm just gonna use Vulgar instead, right? Vulgar set. Vulgar? I don't even know, man. Burger set, but Burger set is nice as well. Burger is nice. Yeah. Burger is yummier than Bulgur. What is this? Oh shit, we have an arcane in here. Yeah, okay. What is a super long cast? Holy shit, these totems are elite. I mean, ultimate, even. I can. Oh, there's the projectile. Did you see it? Gotta dodge that one. Alright, in this situation, grasping one is actually not too bad. This might be a little bit more annoying with the totem instead. Devil's Cage, Hauberk. Non-mythical though. +3 to Sigil though. Huh. Man, the mythical one would be always so much better. Because the mythical one would be like a level 84 item. So it would be like a nice upgrade for 84. Now with this one, it's not bad either. Might still use this. Also, we haven't been to this cave ever, right? Let's go in here. And here you're getting like overwhelmed by these guys. Right? I mean, if you have sigils, it's okay. Yeah, they are more adequate when you're like playing normal leveling, like I'm right now, like SSF one leveling. For SSF one leveling, they're fine. I think they're perfectly fine as they are. When you're like speed leveling with low card set, I chose to just skip them on ultimate, to be honest, because on ultimate, or like not do too many of them on ultimate, because in ultimate, if you're playing low card set, they are, well, a little bit too hard sometimes. And yeah, like you have to remind yourself that the Aether totems and the Chaos totems can be really strong, like really hard to do. Because they can spawn like Act 6 mobs in Act 1, for example, right? And yeah, you have to like be prepared for that. You have to like, yeah, remind yourself that there could be some arcanes or time warped in there. And also enemies that have like reduction to your aura, I mean to your HP, like the HP reduction aura, right? Those are pretty annoying as well. But I mean the other totems like Beast and Undead, they're usually easy. But on the other hand, like Beast and Undead can spawn with like 5 Trolls or like 5 Skeletal Gargantuan elites, right? And at least if you're playing low card and you have like no armor whatsoever, you have to like kite them around, right? Also, fuck you, Windows. They're undead, right? Not beast. Wendigos are so weird. Like they are like, I don't know. They don't even know which faction they're in. They're undead or beasts. They're like kind of both, right? some day off stream for reading. That's seems good. Alright, let's go down here as well. And save the apprentice. Ah, just the teacher. I mean, yeah, you can also go to like Hell's Hill, right, if you want some more experience. I don't know. I'm not gonna go. I mean, I guess there's like a one-shot chest there actually, so you could get like a legendary for free there. It might be worth it to go there, like maybe at a higher level. I mean, everything scales with your level up to infinity. And ultimate anyway, right? So if you can also go there like level 100, and then enemies are gonna be like 105 or something. So yeah, we don't have to rush anything here on ultimate. Yeah, right, like this 8th of Warp Totem here. It's gonna spawn like, I don't know, fatties from Act 6, Mammoth, Sewers, right, maybe? Let's see. Oh, maybe not this time. These are from Act 3 though. I mean, okay, those guys from Act 6. At least he's only vampiric, so he only has like some life steal, that's okay. White Walker's footprints. Yo, these are insane actually. These are like even better than what I have. It's unluckily still not the like mythical version, but yeah, +2 sigil, +2 destruction, hit damage. Also the Void Walker absorption on the proc is pretty nice, right? It's not like the best thing ever, but it's okay. Protects against poison, wit, and chaos. Yeah, these are some pretty decent finds actually. Do I want to use that though? Like right now? Also, oh yeah, we definitely have to use Symbol of Salile. How did I not use this earlier? Symbol of Salile is like such a good component, right? Because this will give us another 10% vitality resistance reduction. I mean, it's definitely way better than Shield Bash, right? Or like Shield Slam, whatever that says. And you can use it on all weapons, shields, and offense. So yeah, we could have used it on the shield, like... Actually, like 40 levels ago, right? Use Acid Purge. Where do I get these seal blueprints? Or are they random only? It would have dropped by now. Maybe once I'm like level 100, yeah, but I don't think it would have dropped by now already. Didn't play enough. Did they change the drop chance of double rares? I got 4 in the last 2 hours on a few yesterday. Are they simple? Still double? I think it got increased a bit, yeah. Like, if anything, it got increased. Definitely not reduced. Yo, Fletch. Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, I feel like I'm lacking a little bit of damage, right? It's like okay. I mean, yeah, we have Vitality Caster, right? Vitality Casters aren't like the best damage dealers in the game. And I mean, we have kind of, well, no good gear, right? It's just like whatever we found. So honestly, for like the items that I have right now and the level I am, etc., this damage is totally fine. Like it's doing its work, right? You're not dying. You're killing stuff in a reasonable time. It's fine. I should probably max out the Totem to be honest first. I need more RR. I mean, we got 111 right so far. But yeah, it is true that in general you need a little bit more RR on vitality builds than on other builds. Because enemies on average have more vitality resistance than other resistances. I mean, that said, Shaman gives you like crazy amounts of vitality resistance reduction. So it kind of balances out whenever you are a Shaman. If you are a human, then you should wash your hands and get a mask right, if you're not a Shaman. Also, there's one like in spot that I didn't really show you guys, but I mean, it's kind of whatever actually, right? There's like the spider cave here. Also, there's a totem here in this corner. Okay, maybe this wasn't like completely useless then. Go here. Yeah, go here to this corner, right? And so there's a like bigger chest here, that's pretty nice. Where is it again? Oh, it's over here, right? Oh well. Holy shit. Okay, that's what I mean, right? You get like all these like 6 mobs here. It's a little bit scary. Totems like this is why I wanna change around my movement augment by now. Like, I would like to have a TP skill. I'm probably gonna switch over to that after Krieg. Alright. You can go through the room with the totem too. Oh, was it this one as well? Oh yeah. It was this one after all. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's actually the entrance I was looking for. Yeah, so here you have this like big spider den, which when I first played this game seemed like a good place to like get loot. But honestly, unless they like buff this place, it's kinda useless and garbage, right? And there you okay, I mean there's a one hidden stash, never mind. It's actually fine to go here and itemate. We're gonna get the random legendary here. Right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm too low level. What? It's like, aren't like exalted stashes basically one-shot chests? I'm confused. Shouldn't those have like 100% chance to be a legendary on ultimate? Maybe like too low level for that, I don't know. Question mark, question mark, question mark. %100% chance for a unique. Oh, so we got scammed that we just got a blue. Oh well. Too bad. Man, I really thought it's like legendary, it's not only on uniques, but yeah, I guess. I guess you guys are right. Don't kaput. No, we're not gonna die against Krieg. I feel like Ultimate Krieg is usually easier than Elite Krieg, to be honest. Or like just as easy, to be honest. I mean, at least on a build like this, right? You can just face tank him. I mean, we have 59% Fizz Restaurant, we have max out resistances. Just Conjurer things, right? Oh hey, so we didn't hand in a single quest yet, right? So yeah. I actually didn't kill only the animator, I killed like everything of Act 1. But yeah, we're gonna get a skill point from Kasparov here again, right? Sounds good. And then we're gonna go down into the cave here as well. Into the cellar, rather. It's like a really big cellar though, holy shit. I mean, yeah, it depends a lot on your items that you have, right? I guess like at least Act 1 is harder or late than an ultimate use most of the time. Because of your items. But like endgame content is definitely harder in ultimate, obviously. How much about 30% damage do we have right now? We have like 1200. Which is honestly not that great, right? We need more from like gear, right? Yeah, most of our gear is pretty defensive right now. And like most of our damage is coming from devotions and skills only, right? Like masteries only. Like once we get some decent vitality gear, we can easily get like 200 or like 2000% vitality damage, right? Which basically almost means that I'm gonna have like almost double the damage for like percent damage only. And then maybe like some, well, more damage through skill modes, right? It's gonna be nice. Oh yeah, so let's go to Whitemore here actually and hand in the ring quest here. Because we should have more than 3 necklaces. We actually have 9 necklaces, what the hell?
See anything you like?
Oh, did we get the poopy trousers? Throw feces trousers? So we have our first level 82 ring actually. The Night Scorn. Which is really good when you're playing like Phantasmal Blades, right? Like Cold Phantasmal Blades for example. Good elemental wit. I mean this ring is not bad in Ultimate, I'm gonna keep it probably. Brute Force and Heart of the Wild, I mean it's really good when you're playing like a two-handed shaman, right? But not quite as great for casters. Vestments of Dregan, what the? Also mythical Wendigo main leggings. These are some pretty nice finds actually. I mean Bone Weave leggings are better than Wendigo main leggings. But until we find like the mythical Bone Weave leggings, right, we might maybe use Wendigo main leggings, right? Okay. Wendigo meme.
What do you want?
Alright, so on Ultimate, if you are interested in farming Crony's gang to Nemesis and you want to fight the Nemesis from Crony's gang,
What do you
you
want?
should spare his life, even if you already found the key, right? Because this guy is gonna be an additional boss in the Crony dungeon, and it's gonna make like farming Crony's gang to Nemesis an easier job, like give you an easier time doing that, right? Hey Zanmori, welcome, welcome.
I've heard good things from both
I want to know
Kasparov
if you
and
can
Barnabas.
respec our class
You're a
choices
real
non-points.
asset to this kid. What I like
You
you
can
that's
not
good
respec your
work,
class
Chairman.
choices.
Is that so? The Warden's defeat is...
Class choices are
So
basically
you
the only
must be
thing
the
in this
guy.
game
Before we do-
that is locked. So you can respec everything, you can respec even attributes, later devotion points, right? All the skills that you chose, even the mastery points here. But you cannot change your masteries. No, that's not possible. Once you are in occultist, for example, and you put at least 1 point here and confirm that, you cannot switch around. You cannot switch out from occultist anymore. And yeah, you're welcome. Also, this one is actually this got buffed for ultimate, right? This one is not too bad now on ultimate, and also has 1k armor now. 20% wit, aether, and 27% elemental resistance is pretty good actually. What about the Vestments of Dreag? Vitality converted to acid. I mean, I don't want that, right? It's unfortunately unusable for me, even though it has vitality percent damage. So interesting items for me right now would be
Got something good stashed.
these 3, right? And then we have these pants that are interesting for me as well. The stuff is not that interesting, to be honest. And also these boots, right? Also the Devil's Cage is not too bad either. I need like a good helm, right? I mean, I could use this one. Praetorian's Fizz Rest is so juicy though. I only gained like 100 armor, right? Or like 200 armor. I don't know. It's probably not worth it yet to do the switch, right? We're gonna do the switch at some point. But probably not with this helmet. This one is probably not good enough. We need like a good helmet. And maybe a... yeah. I don't know, I mean that's just kinda okay. It doesn't give me vitality damage though. The Devil's Cage proc isn't too bad though. Minus 50A. It's okay.
Keep an eye out.
I'll give you a good price.
But I mean, since this wasn't like good enough to switch around now, right? To use for the switch now, I'm just gonna sell it. And yeah, I should keep these blue items, right?
I'll keep you stashed.
Maybe this ring as well. This one is not needed anymore. Okay. I don't know about this model. Maybe we use this.
Keep an eye out.
I mean, yeah, we can safely use it once I have something like
I'll keep you stashed.
these boots, right? Maybe I should switch around to these boots already now. Bleeding rest though. %62% visitors. Hey Ward, how are you, man? What is the best way to farm for level 50 legendary gear on my outs on a level 100 character? Good question. It's kind of hard to do that in general, to be honest. I mean, you could try to like farm legendaries on normal, but you're not gonna get any items, right? I don't know, it's just a pain to do that. I think it's almost impossible, to be honest. $17, these give me 22 pierce rounds, right? Huh. Yeah, I mean, we have some potential upgrades here, right? The metal has bleed as well, right? And this one doesn't, right? That's a problem.
Keep an eye out.
Also, we didn't find Isaac's stash, right?
I cannot.
Let's go here and grab the portal. And then we go for Isaac's stash. I mean, you can try normal. That's like the only way you can try it, I think. Like the only way how you get it. Maybe like level 50 legendaries. But it's gonna be a pain to farm that, to be honest.
So, the three, go.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
So I wanna go for the Dreeg vendor here real quick. And get his teleport rune. I don't know. Stairs in this game, man.
Come see what's left of my wares. See you around. Come see what's left of
The
my
Rift
wares.
Tear, right? Let's buy
Iron
like 2
well
of these
spent.
and switch around one here. So we're gonna use this teleport for now. Hey Naomi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And Elim Myers here as well. Asking, is there a way to get the rune for Shadow Strike charged during leveling, or is it a late game thing only? No, you can get it after Act 1. Like, in Act 1 normal, if you check out my VOD of my very first episode here, of the sort of SSF on beginner Conjurer leveling, right? So after you kill Krieg on Act 1, right? Like, you have to do Act 1 without a movement augment. But after you kill Krieg or normal in Act 1, you can go to the Conclave of the 3, right? At least if you have the Forgotten Gods back. And then you can, well, talk to, when you do like the very first quest only, and then you side with Bismir after. And then once you've sided with Bismir, like, you don't even have to do like any further quests. You just talk to like the faction vendor, right? And you click on the faction vendor and you buy the Vanish augment. And Vanish is basically like a Shadow Strike. It's basically the same thing. So we got Isaac Stash over here, right? Also a Totem. Conclave of the refunds. You're welcome, man. Should we do the Depraved Sanctuary already? I mean, sure, why not do that? Let's just do it. And the shrines, you mean the totems? They're pretty nice. They are a nice source of additional loot and experience while leveling. They are a little bit scary when you're leveling with Loker set, because Loker set has low armor and yeah. Many of those totems, especially on Ultimate, spawn like Act 6. Like in Ultimate they're pretty scary, to be honest, leveling with Loker set. I did do some water leveling yesterday with Loker set, and that was, yeah, not too easy to kill those. Like I skipped most of them, to be honest. But on this character right here, I think I've never skipped a single totem so far, and they were always manageable. They are obviously a little bit harder than like random mobs running around here, but still manageable and like a nice source of additional experience. Right? Also, I believe we need this guy's MI, like his sword, to craft like a relic that we want to have, right? The sacrifice relic. Lose is one of the refunds. I don't think Naomi is able to refund it because she already had the game for way too long. he doesn't have a sword, does he? What is this? I don't see it. He has like an offhand though, right? Like a glowing offhand. I think it's like just a normal sword, similar to mine, but he has like a glowing offhand. Maybe like, which one is this? Is it like Aldanord's Vanity or something? No, right? It's similar. Blue item maybe? Maybe nothing? He didn't even drop it? Okay, nice. Oh, it's the Exalted Effigy. Okay, this one's purple like that. Oh well. Okay. Thought we were gonna get a good item here, but no. Mythical Combustion Bound. That is a Fire Chaos Ring. So nothing we can make use of right now. Okay. Sun request.
See anything you like?
After leveling.
Put it to good use.
It's Hardy style. It's gonna be in the cure, don't worry, we're gonna listen to it at some point. Secret tradition. Kinda. No, it's more like YouTube saying fuck you. Because of copyright reasons, you know. Because of Corona. Hey, Chains of Nightfire. I mean, this one is a cold demolitionist build. I mean, belt. So for like a saboteur, that's pretty good actually for saboteurs. But yeah, again, nothing we can use here on this character. This way is closed. Yeah, exactly. That's basically why I'm doing it. Or like, well, that's why I'm not doing some quests right now. Bunch of robots. Another Totem. There's this Stone Crusher and a Supporter. And there's this Lord of the Deep. Stormcaller, Flame Touched. These guys are whatever. I got some more spawns in here, interesting. Some more waves. Oof. Holy shit. That was quite the damage. From these adders, if they are like acid shotgun. So you have, wait, we got a mind warp? Imagine being a Creek Decay now, right? Or like a aspiring Creek Decay. Just getting a mind warp like that. It's not the mythical one though. So yeah, it's still not like pretty good for endgame. Don't get hit by the boulders, guys. Yeah, don't get hit by that. Holy, there's so many. What is this? Yo, NHC, welcome, welcome. Switch to solo self on DK. That's not how it works, man. But let's check this out here, the Spine Cove. I mean, we don't have to go here, but let's hope for some items and experience from this shrine. Right? But yeah, the shrine is always a little bit scary, so prepare yourself here, right? Like sometimes it has easy spawns, but sometimes the spawns can be really crazy. Cartosian Scrolls. It's like a elemental Panetti's item, right? Yeah, or like Birth Agony and Mortal Trap, right? The big one. They need to buff the big one though, right? I think most Mortal Trap builds still don't use the big one. They just use like the small one. The normal trap, but not the big one. Because apparently it's like a DPS loss or something. Solo shelf stashed. That would be SSS. Solo stash farm rather, maybe. Solo stash farm. I mean, it's like okay for like... No, it's never okay, right? It's like okay for Bernettis, for Metal Bernetti. It's not like best in slot though, that's true. It's okay for looking cool, yeah, I guess. That is true as well. Mythical Desecrator Treads. Wait, that's like the mythical version of what I was using earlier, right? This might be good. Yeah. Level 82 plus 2 to Sigil, more armor than what I have right now. This is probably gonna be a switch. If I somehow figure out my bleeding resistance, right? The bleed res is still pretty annoying. Has piano belt is that Mozart. Dude, in real piano belts you don't even see your pots anymore. Okay. This is just I don't know, like a wannabe Mozart so far. What is he called? Wait, who was the guy, the Italian guy that was like working together with Mozart as well sometimes? I forgot. Holy shit, how could I forget, man? We have a totem here. I should do it. Feels like I've been playing this for a month now. Okay, so Wendigo spirits are for undead. Right? These guys can be annoying as well because of their RR, right? Okay, this doesn't have any RR, but it has freeze. Mage Lord Greaves, we beat the game. Oh no, these are not the mythical ones. God damn it. Mage Lord Greaves, at least the mythical ones are like really good, by the way. Oh yeah, Antonio Salieri. That was the guy I was looking for. Salieri. Yeah, that's not Mozart, this is just Salieri, right? Antonio Salieri. What's he called, Antonio? I thought it was Antonio. Salieri. Yeah, Antonio. Antonio Salieri. Salieri. Antonio Sellout. Basically. Staunton line. Do I know any famous Germans? I mean, everybody knows about Goethe and Schiller, right? Or Kant, or Marx and Engels, right? What the fuck? What do you mean, what the fuck? Why are you blue facing? Everybody knows Oliver Kahn. Oh yeah, everybody knows that guy as well, I guess. Kant, yeah, Kant. That's how you say it in German. Literally say it, Kant. Just like the English word that is meaning something different. Yeah. Immanuel Kant. that's his name, I mean. What can I do? I mean, Einstein, Schrödinger, right? Do you know Thomas? Thomas Müller? Thomas Mann? Oh, there we go. Thomas Mann, yeah. Yeah, I know Thomas Mann as well. Thomas Müller. Wait, what was his brother's name? Didn't he have like a... Oh yeah, Heinrich Mann, right? Or something like that. I don't know, or who's Heinrich Mann? Is Heinrich Mann the father? I don't know, like Mann is like a big... It's like a family, right? Like all of them were like... It was just a bottle, guys, don't worry. Just a bottle of Corona. I mean, Corona beer. Right? Just my home lab exploding. Mythical Omen. Omen is like a Vitality item as well, right? It's really good for like Death Knights though, not really for Conjurers. Huh. I mean... Could we still use this? No, right, it's just worse because it doesn't have the reduced damage on it. Like, Empowered Lifebind is actually really good because of the 12% damage reduction as well, right, that it has. This will also only be applied through weapon damage. But I mean, I have my Shield Slam right now, which probably doesn't apply it actually because it like uses the shield, right? It doesn't use the... But I mean, whenever this is like on cooldown, right, I'm gonna hit with my normal weapon and then it's gonna be applied, right? Yeah, like it's only gonna be applied through my default attacks right now, actually, but which is kind of fine. I do use it sometimes. Like whenever Shield Slam is on cooldown, right, I'm gonna like automatically hit with my normal weapon and then it's gonna be applied. So it's kind of okay. Do we have this? I'm just gonna presume we have like one of these in my personal stash, right? I mean, if you don't have it, then you don't cleanse the shrine, which doesn't really matter too much, to be honest, whether or not you do it. Alright, you gotta go back to Mornay first, right?
See anything you like?
Also, this Empowered Legionnaire's Rebuke. Also physical, actually. Oh, never mind. I thought it's the other one. Oh yeah, the other one's like... It has the same model, but looks more reddish. That's like a Vitality or Chaos Shield, right? We got the same bracers, actually, but like mythical versions. So if I don't find like better gloves, I can still use these at least, right? Also, we have the Empowered Herald's Ward. Herald's Ward is actually pretty decent. Skill Disruption Protection, for example, is really good, actually. And we would lose Chaos Bleed, but gain more bleed, and we do need bleeding damage, right? Yeah, using this amulet would make it possible for me to use the other boots, probably, actually. So that's a pretty nice upgrade, actually. Or these boots, right? I mean, White Walkers are probably better than these, though, right? Even the non-mythical ones. So, like, if we do this switch, right, and then we do this switch here as well. Oh, the Harry Potter movie is good. I mean, all of them are pretty good, I would say. I would say the first, like, 3 or 4 or 5 are a little bit better than the last ones, but I mean, all of them are kind of good. I wouldn't say they're like the greatest films ever, but they're good. They're good. Also, these have more movement speed than these, right? Oh no, it's actually the same. Oh, this one has total speed, that's why we have more movement speed now. Also, one thing about overcapping resistances. Overcapping bleed resistance is probably the least important stat to overcap, because, well, bleed only exists as damage over time, right? And because of that, well, you can like always react to bleed like way easier than to other stuff, right? Also, did I just put this into my shared stash? I'm retarded. Okay, I just lost a bunch of components, right? Bye-bye components. Oh well. China already developed a vaccine for Corona. I don't think they developed like a new one, right? They are using like an older one, right? They're using like a vaccine that they use for other stuff, or like I don't know, like developing a completely new vaccine usually takes like 1.5 vaccine, whatever you wanna call it. Yeah, my pronunciation sucks on this one again. It's gonna take longer than like just 3 months, right? Like usually it takes like 18 months, so like 1.5 years. That is like with all the approval stuff as well though, so they might just like put it out there, test it on people instead of on animals, right? What do I put here now? What does Arcane Lens even do? Spirit and DA and elemental damage. It's actually not too bad if you play like an elemental caster. Attuned lodestone, I mean... I'm still using it on my metal, right? For like no reason. One thing that kind of sucks is that I still cannot get rid of my metal, right? It's still like a level, I don't know, 22 metal. I'm just gonna buy like a third stash here and put my items that are like interesting for my build right now in there. And then put the random legendaries here that we don't need. I mean, this one's kind of interesting actually. So, do I want to use another Aether Soul there? I don't need to, right? But maybe I should. Kinda want to use a Mark of Mugjogan right here. Because Mark of the Mugjogan also gives me some HP. Let me check how I get Mark of Mugjogan blueprint though. Mark of Mugjogan. They say Volkswagen instead of Volkswagen in German? What do you mean? It's called Volkswagen. Oh, you used... Wait, you don't say Faxin, do you? No, V is like an F in German. V is like a W in Swedish, though. It's it's Volkswagen if you would speak it, pronounce it like a Swedish way, but it's Volkswagen in German. It's like it's kind of like an F, yeah. It's not really the same as an F, but it's very similar. It's like Volkswagen, like Volk, yeah. Oh, you get it from the Rovers. From the Rover faction. The Mark of Mugjogan. Alright, let's go there and buy it. They have no C in their alphabet. I mean, we do have a C. It's actually the third letter of our alphabet, but we don't really use it that often. Like, very rarely, actually. Mark of Mogjogan. Is it like a... No, you had it here, right? Oh, there it is, okay.
Iron well spent.
I still didn't talk to Mornay, did I? Well. Some words, but it doesn't have a sound. It does have a sound. And it's usually called... Change your name to Naomi. God, fuck off.
Got any more scrap metal? Safe store.
But it's usually pronounced like ts. In German.
Keep an eye out.
Right, for example, if you would say Caesar in English, right, but you say Caesar in German.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
And yeah, that's also true. You also have like this CK or like CH, and CH is just like and CK is like a harder k sound, right?
Well, you worked here. We have to
So
hit
there
them
it's
hard
kind of
and
muted.
fast.
That's true. Kind of similar to French. Yes. I mean, okay, so we don't really... If you want the mythical version of the relic that I just had in my hand here, you also have to like lie again here and keep the relic for yourself, right? But I feel like the ultimate one is kind of whatever, right? You don't need it at all, because like tier 2 relics are usually better. You only use this a relic instead of tier 1 relics usually. Like in Cuck. Kinda.
Keep your
C is pronounced C in French. Is that how you... That's how I would like pronounce what you wrote there. I have no idea how you actually pronounce it though. C. Like in C'est la vie. Oh, we got hit. I mean, never mind, we have enough lifesteal, right? And actually, like, pretty decent armor here as well. But you can like play around this guy to like not get hit by the overhead smash. To like play it safer, but you don't have to, as you could see. So let's max out these two from now on, I guess. Oh yeah, I did maybe want to switch over to the Totem, right? Kinda forgot about that, to be honest. Also, actually, let me show you guys this other space over here. I mean, this other place rather than space. You have the mine entrance here, and you have this mine. We never went to this mine so far, right? Or maybe we did like shortly on normal. And then you also have this spot over here where you need some dynamite to open up this area here, right? Like the C in German is just like C. Right? That's kind of how it's like pronounced as a standalone letter instead of C. So it's like pretty different actually. We use about the same items for endgame as on the Conjurer that you got wrecked with on Kadagata. I mean, that is like the ideal goal, kinda. Because that is, in my opinion, like the best setup for like a Vitality Conjurer in the endgame. At least like there is something very similar to that, right? It's not gonna be that easy to get a Nightbringer though, right? And there are some other items that we wanna like look out for before that. We wanna like go for first. Such as maybe Halax's head, for example, right? Also, I pressed the cluster again randomly. What the hell is wrong with me today? I mean, this mine is most of the time a little bit useless, right? You can go here if you want to like farm dynamite, I guess. Or if you want to like farm some Cronde's gang reputation, but I mean for like, or like infamy rather than reputation. But it's just more efficient to just do like the Cronde run instead of this stuff here, right? Mythical Dementia and Mythical Blackwatch Seal. This one is really good for like Pierce Blade Masters, right? It's crazy good actually. Really, really good blue ring. But yeah, there's one boss in here that we have to like kind of check out or like look out for, and he's Hellion the Rat. This guy can hurt quite a bit in ultimate, so you have to like well, at least know that he can be a threat. Right? Not for this build, I guess, but yeah, like usually he's not like the easiest boss. But anyway, if you move out on the other side here, right over here, after like maybe killing these guys, maybe like checking out the secret spot here as well, which is, well, kinda useless as well, right? I could use Morganeth's Wrath until you find the Nightbringer. If you find it before the Nightbringer. That is true, yeah, the blue weapon from Morganeth is fine as well. I could also use this weapon, right? If I find like the mythical version of this. Wrath Blade is not too bad either. Or I could just stick with what I have right now. Like I could just stick with like an offhand and a one-hander. This stuff is not too bad. Also Boris, an ultimate, can be a challenge sometimes. And some characters if you don't like playing carefully. But I mean, yeah, most of the time it's just a joke. Never died to Boris. I mean, me neither, but I've seen people die to Boris, that's why I'm like pointing it out. That apparently you can die to Boris. Also, some of the elites here in this, or like heroes as they're called, right, they can be a little bit scary as well. Especially when you have like low armor or like uncapped pierce resistance for some reason. Like you should definitely have capped resistance when you go here, right? Heavy Claws Lesser. Interesting. Interesting yet useless, for me at least. Morganeth's level 1 weapon. Yeah, that was quite fun actually. Such as this guy, right? This guy can, like, the Breaker, he can stun block you if you don't have, like, good stun res. Baldier's Mantle. Just like maggots. I had to tell you. Yeah, maggots are deadly in this game, man. They're very deadly. You don't get the intubated clip. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, we don't want to like stand inside of all those guys, man. Probably not. These are quite some elites, man. Holy shit. Yeah, never mind. I think I like the grasping wine still a lot for like clearing totems. Will of the Living. Yeah. Should have played a Krieg Battle Mage, right? Like this shield and Mind Warp is like what you want on a Krieg Battle Mage, for example. Or like the mythical stuff, obviously. Let's see better. The anals of Arkovia, right? Yeah, that joke is like as old as Grim Dawn itself, right? Corruptor's Mask. This is like a pet set, right? And this one's like an acid item. But yeah, here we got Irene again. The worthless traitor. In South Korea, a former game developer and League of Legends colleague league club leader is now a congressman candidate. This person was accused of boosting her tiers and now confessed. Nice. So he is like the perfect politician then. Or like the average politician rather, not the perfect one obviously. Every colleague player in South Korea is madly. Wait, everybody is accusing other people of stealing builds? Of stealing their League of Legends build? This guy bought the same items on Caitlyn as I did. He shouldn't be on that elo. Krone is weird sometimes, right? Like, usually he should stand here. Why is he standing over there? I mean, I love the variety in this game sometimes, but... Like, what are you doing here? Krone, are you okay? And he's obviously not okay, like, look at him, right? I bet he has at least Corona or something. Okay, stop the Corona jokes.
So,
Also, yeah, don't, like, remember that when Crony has his bubble up, you're gonna heal less, right? So... Also try to not stand inside this Aether fire, because it does stack up, and it's gonna hurt if you stand, like, in the same spot for too long, right? Demon Bane Laggards. Nice. Oops. Curse of Frailty and Salar's Witchfire. You did some nice Chaos Pants, actually. But I mean, we're not gonna play Chaos Conjurer, that's just the wrong class for Chaos damage. We need like a... oh wait, what's this? Touch of the Everliving Grove as well. Healing Winds. I mean, this one is pretty decent defensively, right? Even though this is primarily like a pet item, it does have even more healing, right? And yeah, just like a decent defensive glove, right? The only problem that I have with this is that compared to Runic Bracers, it has like garbage resistances, right? Hey, each one teach one, how are you, man? Welcome, welcome. There was like one incident where he got like super mad about like one guy not quoting him on a build. Like the guy he was like raging at was like he was asking, like he was making builds, right, beginner friendly builds or like guides, and then he was using a build as an endgame example that was not his own build, and he got the build from like another guy. Also, what is this always? Crony's hideout and oh yeah, the entrance. And yeah, he was like using a build from like another guy that he got sent by another guy, and that other guy actually sent him Madly's build, but the guy that Madly raged at didn't know that it was Madly's build, and then Madly accused him of like stealing builds because he didn't like provide a source for Madly's build, right? I mean, it's understandable, like, yeah, if you... I mean, stealing other people's builds is not the nicest thing and shouldn't be done, obviously. Because it is basically, like, intellectual property in a way, I guess. But I mean, first of all, it's just a game, right? And second of all, like, you could ask nicely, and then he was like, oh, okay, it was your build, okay, I'm just gonna add it. But Madly, like, I don't know, he went like... yeah, I don't know. He kinda raged at the guy, and then the guy went like, well, baby rage mode as well, because Madly raged at him and he didn't want to like get raged at, and then, I don't know, things escalated and big drama, and in the end, like, yeah, I don't know. Kind of a stupid story, to be honest. And honestly, like, both sides didn't, like, handle the situation well. Not, like, Maddie didn't handle the situation well, but also the other guy didn't. But yeah, that's basically why we're, like, making memes about Melly being mad about, like, or, like, accusing other people of, like, stealing builds, right, all the time. And also, like, some builds are, like, super easy and obvious to do, right? I mean, in that specific case, it was literally the same link, like, it was literally his link, like, it was exactly the same link, right? So it was obvious that it was Maddie's build. Like, it wasn't the same build, but, like, made by another person, because you usually see that, because, like, one or two augments are, like, maybe different, or, like, one or two items are, like, maybe a little bit different, or, like, even one component is different, right? Or at least you have, like, a different, like, link URL, right? But it literally had the same URL as well, so it was super obvious that it was Maddie's build. But, I mean, yeah, he didn't know that that was Maddie's build, because he didn't, like, ask the guy who gave him the link, like, which guy's build it is, or maybe the other guy also didn't know. But yeah, I don't know, it's... like, the way he went full baby rage mode was pretty hilarious though. I mean, that being said, yeah, like, you shouldn't steal builds, right? But like in some cases it's like super obvious that... or like some builds are like super obvious, right? Like you can't like mark something as your intellectual property that's like... that you basically like stumble upon when you just think as a human, right? Because it's like so obvious. Juicy drama. Juicy drama indeed. Yeah, I mean, he was like referring to like reposting something that was already on the forum and like not giving the guy who posted it the first time credit for it, right? It's like how people, well, steal content on Reddit by like reposting a link, for example. Like you could say it's sharing as well, but like sharing is rather when you like also know the source, right? Kinda. But yeah, the whole concept of like stealing builds on the forum is questionable, right? And like going full baby rage mode about it is like even more questionable. You wouldn't download it. I mean, yeah, it's never like officially stolen, obviously. Like you cannot like officially steal something that isn't like... I mean, it's like your idea, right? But if you didn't like make that your official intellectual property, which is a process that you shouldn't and wouldn't do for a Grim Dawn build, right? Yeah. I mean, that said, we can still like agree on that. Like, you shouldn't like say that if you copy another guy's build, and you say like, I made this build. It's not how it should work, at least. So we got a silver bolt here, right? This is a pretty decent... Also we got this one, which is like even more interesting. We are lucky enough to get a mythical mark of the Forbidden, which is probably... I think this one is like another one of like the 2 best in slot medals for this build. Yeah. This one is really good at least, so it's like really good. Indeed too, you can download the build. Anyways, yeah, it doesn't really matter like if you're a Puritan about this or not. Here's some modern magic music. Dude, YouTube is fucking YouTube is gonna fuck me up even with Heroes of Might and Magic. I know them. We're getting so many legendaries here, right? I mean, right? This is just ultimate difficulty for you, right? If you are strong enough to go to ultimate, doesn't matter which level you are. As long as you have the resistances, as long as you have the DA, the OA, the damage, you should just like go straight for ultimate, just because of the loot, right? Like, legendaries are reigning in ultimate compared to any other difficulty, to be honest. Talking about home not builds. Oh, okay. I gotta say, I've actually never played a single Heroes of Might and Magic. I did watch some Heroes of Might and Magic though, like on YouTube and Twitch. And it does look pretty nice. Like a fun way to like get rid of some lifetime. And to enjoy some games, I mean. Yo, 9 bears, how are you, man? Welcome, welcome. Working on fire retaliation to attack, shield breaker, and my head hurts. What did you come up with so far? Or like, which ability are you trying to make your main ability?
Well met.
Ooh, Tato 6. Segs. Thank you so much for the follow. Last name. I probably butchered it, but yeah, sorry about that. They're not Puritans, they're ultra boomers. Dude, remember Police Quest? Remember King's Quest? Those are like the real RPGs. Running Soulblade and Tyrion's Reprisal for RF and Black Bottle Cocktail. I mean, Tyrion's is a good shield on its own. Like, you can just make a build around Tyrion's alone already, like, or around Black Bottle Cocktail at least. The thing with Retaliation though is that you... At least with Retaliation Blackwater Cocktail is that you kinda wanna spam Cocktail if you want to like play Retaliation Cocktail, right? I guess. But you can still like... If you play it with RF together, yeah, you can. I can see you like spamming RF and throwing cocktails in between. Shouldn't be too long. HP bar isn't even flinching. Yeah, this is the lifesteal of a Conjurer. I mean, this sigil here has 33% lifesteal, right? And then an additional 10% from this. So that's like 43% of the damage that I deal with this is gonna be returned in heal. Then I have the Totem that gives me like another 5% plus 500 HP heal. Devouring Swarm heals me like a little bit. That's like not really... This doesn't really affect me too much anymore actually. That's like good heal for early game, but later it's like whatever. And then I also have the Bluff Dreek heal, right? So yeah, there's a lot of healing going on a Conjurer. It's actually pretty crazy, I think. And yeah, welcome AI2K. Welcome, welcome. I saw you earlier in Racist chat as well. And retail value is really low, only 75k with 1500 mod. Yeah, that's not really good, that's true. I mean, do you have like percent retaliation damage on like every single piece of gear? Like when you play retaliation damage, you kind of have to like go all in, right? You don't care about like which other base damage the items have. You just want like retaliation stuff, and everything else doesn't matter at all. Also, yeah, I should also max this ultimate. I was gonna work on Bluff Dreek actually. Like I was working on Bluff Dreek on the last episode, right? Hello Chaos, welcome. Sounds like level 70 build. I mean, maybe not 70, but like 85. And also, yeah, Utatos Eggs was asking, hello, is there a way to see the visuals from skill modifiers without using them? Sorry about answering your question so late. You can check out Arcane Undo's YouTube. Apparently, it doesn't work anymore. But yeah, he had like a pretty nice collection. Yeah, Arcane had like a pretty nice collection of skill modifiers videos, but they apparently don't exist anymore. He's usually in this chat like almost every stream, so we're gonna ask him later if he steps by. We'll see. Just ban him when he arrives. Just like, don't get caged, right? What the hell is this? Good thing we have like insane lifesteal. Just like that, right? Oh yeah, look at this, right? Look at my casting speed and my... Holy shit, dude. Time warped are so cancer. These guys here, time warped. These elites, or heroes, or whatever you want to call them, right? They are like really annoying and really scary actually. And together with those gargantuans that kind of like trap you, right? This is actually pretty deadly. And also the wraiths have like a resistance reduction aura as well. That was way scarier than it looked like probably for you guys. Like if I got unlucky here, or I don't know, for example had like worse overcap on resistances, or I simply was like another class that doesn't have like this insane lifesteal, I could have died here actually. So we should like kill all the priests first, right? So that they don't heal this guy again. Did he get banned on the forum? No, he didn't get banned on the forum, but he changed his avatar for some reason. And yeah, I mean, his YouTube videos are like gone. No idea why. Maybe he made like a new account. We'll see. We have to like ask him later. He quit Grandon and went back to League of Legends. But why would he like remove all of his videos, right? It's so weird. Like he had like 50 videos or something, like all of them are gone. Maybe he got hacked by Medley for stealing his builds. No, I don't know. Probably not. Still his prefix. Maybe. Alright. Also, there's a hidden chest over here, right? Let's get it. So you walk down the stairs here, right? Also, by the way, like the level range for normal legendary items is like between level 50 and 75, right? So that everything that's like level 50, level 65, or 75, or 70, those are like considered, I don't know, like the first tier of legendaries, right? Whatever, however you want to call that tier. And then you have the second tier of legendaries, which is like between level 84 and 94. And not all of them are called mythical, but those that have like a level, like a version in the lower tier as well, those will be called mythical in the higher tier. Such as this medal that we're gonna use later, right? Where is it? Where did I put the medal actually? Ah, here it is, right? The Mark of the Forbidden. It's because there's a lower tier version of this as well. This level 84 version is called Mythical Mark of the Forbidden. But some of these like higher tier items will not be called mythical because there is like no lower tier version of it. But if it still says like that they are level, like they require level 84 or 94, they are still gonna be like on the same level as these mythical items, right? It's a little bit inconsistent in my opinion, because they could have just like called all of them mythical. They decided to go with the like other option, which is only call the ones mythical that also have lower tier versions, which is arguably more confusing for new players, but I mean that's just how it is. So yeah, with the sigils we can even like stand inside the fire basically, right? I mean you shouldn't stand inside the fire here. We kinda can actually. Imagine quitting Grim Dawn to go back to Dogshot League of Trash. No, I don't think he did that, man. I don't think he did that. But yeah, 9 bells, if you're still here. Retaliation gear is like a little bit more flexible than other gear. Like you don't have to use fire retaliation gear for fire retaliation. You can be perfectly fine using like vitality or physical retaliation gear for fire retaliation. Because most of the retaliation gear is gonna have like percent all retaliation damage anyway. So it doesn't really matter really too much which damage type you're going for on the gear, as long as it has like percent all retaliation damage. And also you can like abuse conversion pretty nicely, like you can get some like maybe I don't know vitality to fire or like physical to fire conversion, right, to the skill that you are using, or global conversion as well. That's like how most of the people achieve like super high retaliation damage values in the first place. Like I'm gonna show you, for example, my paladin real quick, right? My paladin is a fire retaliation character as well, and you will see that he has lots of non-fire retaliation pieces actually on, because, well, they're still just the best, right, for retaliation. This should be the right link, I guess. Yeah. So maybe this one can help you out a bit. Yeah, lightning to fire can work as well, I guess. There's like lots of lightning retaliation gear. Also, there's a totem here, right? We should do the totem for some loot. I mean, the totems are really, really good for loot, actually. Like, the totems make this, like, solo cell phone, beginner farming, like, a lot more, like, a lot easier overall, to be honest. Like, it's way easier to get, like, random legendaries now, at least if you can survive these totems. But I mean, whenever something's big, like those gargantuans, like, yeah, if you can avoid getting hit, you should do that, right? And as a caster like this, you can avoid getting hit pretty nicely. Okay, I mean, this one wasn't spectacular for loot, but it's okay. Ribbon of Valiance. So if I didn't get to the kinda best in slot medal already, I would probably use this now. It's really good as well. Really nice medal. The Valiant set is kinda unique in its own way. Like, it's a very nice defensive set that even has like +1 all skills. Like, if you get all 4 pieces here, it's actually crazy good for like any build. It's kinda like the Praetorian set, right? Speaking of lighting retaliation items, there's one, right? Dawnbreaker's Sledge. Not mythical though. Hey Stan, how are you, man? I mean, Dawn Shard shoulders are really good actually. They're not a meme at all. Dawn, not down. Well, yeah. That's what I said, right? How's the chart progressing? Honestly, my Vitality Conjurers are just broken. I guess I mean, Ritualist is just as good, to be honest. Like, I can see this build being just as good as a Ritualist, right? I mean, you wouldn't focus around Sigil, but like Ravenous Earth instead. But yeah, Ritualist and this guy, like Conjurer, are like so good, man. It's crazy. And I actually got lucky to get like the... I found this medal, right? This is what I want anyway, right? It's so good. It's kind of best in slot already. Alright, see you later, man. So what about I should do some bounties, right? Like, I should try to get revered with Devil's Crossing, for example, right? Yeah, I'm not revered with Devil's Crossing yet. Like, getting revered with Devil's Crossing is pretty nice because Devil's Crossing has some really good augments for rings. Like the Survivor's Ingenuity, really good for offensive and defensive ability. And that's kind of like our weak spot right now, right? OA and DA is kind of not the best. Especially OA is not good. Which is also why I should definitely like max out Blood Rig ASAP, you know? Because I do need to like have 100% chance to hit enemies like at all times, right? If I'm not hitting enemies, I'm not gonna heal either, and I need to heal on this char, otherwise I might die. I mean, who am I kidding? I have 57% Fizz Rest, right? It's like a combination of the Conjurer class being really good, as well as the Praetorian 3-piece set being really good, actually. Like, Praetorian 3-piece, which we were like lucky enough to get in normal already, is really, really good. So annoying to get revered. I mean, you can just do like Cronley farm runs, right? So yeah, again, here, try to dodge the overhead slams that he has. Either use the teleport skill for that, or just move around. And then he's gonna eventually die, right? There we go. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Salzpur Mod, and also Limeaze is here. Hello, man. Greetings, greetings. From the Path of Exile community, I wanted you to know that I called my son Rekby. Nice. Yeah, good luck to Rekby in Path of Exile. How are you enjoying the new league? Is it good? New league is rippy. A little too much rippy.
I haven't. My sources. I came upon.
I mean, just don't get hit, right? Ah, now it's better. Okay. But I mean, in Path of Exile, like, you need to like know which skills are there, right? To like not get hit. But if you don't see what could hit you, because that's how Path of Exile plays, like, at least from my eyes, like, you don't see anything. Because like there's, I don't know, clutter everywhere. And you're playing like at the triple the speed of Grim Dawn because like you're zooming around. Then I mean, yeah, not getting hit is hard, right? It's not really that easy. Around dodge and movement speed, nice. I mean, yeah, just don't get hit, right? Also, these totems are in Ultimate they're getting increasingly difficult, right? Honestly. Imagine doing these totems on Ultimate with Fevered Rage now. I mean, it was kinda okay to still do that in Elite, but in Ultimate, I don't know, man. Also, yeah, don't get hit by the poison bombs here too much. I mean, that's totems are really, really great for leveling. I like them a lot. Some of them are a little bit rippy, and you have to like... I mean, you just have to like be prepared, right, when you pick on these and like don't get hit, right? A Nightclaw, interesting. But yeah, we're getting so many legendaries here from these totems, actually insane. Like, I'm not even level 84 and have like so many 84 legendaries already. Zonhan's Revenge as well. This is like a really, really nice defensive shield. If you're playing Retaliation, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna use it, right? You can farm items too. In theory. Hey, someone sprayer. Welcome, welcome. Doesn't matter how late you are, man. Only matters if you are here. I also like a little bit early on today, so it's okay. You love the totems as well? Yeah, the totems are awesome. They're really, really good. Also, we have a Vampiric Boneblade of Spellweaving. If the Spellweaving hit Vitality, it's gonna be so amazing, actually. But I mean, I guess it probably doesn't. Right? You know, it hit Aether and Cold. Oh wow. Also, the Vampiric is only flat attack damage converted to health, and flat attack damage converted to health will only affect weapon damage skills, right? So it would be useless for our character anyway. Actually, this is just garbage. Yeah. I mean, the mod is nice, obviously. I was using those on normal, right? Didn't really get like a good one after that, but oh well. Just farm for components in PoE, like you just farm for currency, right? I mean, you don't farm for currency if you're playing solo self-found, right? It's about dying it over and over. Nice. I'm gonna do a full clear here again, just like I did on Elite and Normal, right? Because I do want to have maybe like a good shield, like this one that I'm already using. Or a Bone Blade, right? Like a good Bone Blade would be really nice. I mean, that said, I'm kinda happy with the Scepter that I have right now as well. The Scepter is not bad at all. The Scepter gives me like bonuses to second right, which I'm not using actually, and Wendigo Totem. And most importantly, it also reduces enemy damage whenever I use default attacks with this weapon at least, which I'm doing sometimes, like whenever it does on cooldown, right, and I have some like time to attack actually. So I can apply that debuff on like some enemies. Right? Only matters on bosses anyway, to be honest. Damn, somebody's savage today. There's a reason why PoE is free, it's because it's garbage. I won't say PoE is garbage, man. PoE is a pretty good game, but I feel like in its current state it's just too bloated with everything, and I'm just waiting for PoE to like reset all the bloat. I mean, that's just what happens, right? If you add like things on top of things on top of things on top of things like throughout the years, it's like too bloated right now for me to play as well. I don't like it. But yeah, like the next time you're gonna see me play PoE is gonna be when PoE 2 is gonna come out. I'm not gonna touch that game before that. So we got some items here, right? So we got Tenacious of the Fox, which is obviously worse than Durable. Like Durable is really good because of Fizzras. Immovable is pretty good actually. Immovable does give me... what is this? Shield damage blocked, physical resistance, and like, I don't know, some percent DA or OA or something, right? It's pretty decent. It's like a rare prefix actually. So this one is pretty good. Also I have a Stone Hide of Protection. What the? Okay, this one is good as well. These two are insane. Holy shit, Stone Hide of Protection. I mean, it is less Fizzras, but it's also like 56 Pierce, 42 Bleed, 31 Stun. Yeah, yes please. That's what we want. The TQ Poison Mage. Yeah, true, I wanted to do that at some point. You're right, Stan. Yeah, maybe I will have some like time between this patch and next patch. Like maybe like some weeks before the next Grim Dawn patch is gonna come out. Maybe I'm gonna play like a lot of Titan Costs in between. We'll see. I kinda want to like finish all my video projects that I have for YouTube first, and then I will have more time for like other games as well. I'm kinda really hard like invested into Grim Dawn right now. All these videos take a lot of time actually. Hey Tinema, welcome. Or Tinems actually, my bad. Also mechanical engineer, how are you man? Welcome, welcome. I'm allergic to people, that's why I play Grim Dawn. Yeah, you can avoid people pretty nicely in Grim Dawn if you want to. Like just don't go to the forums, don't go on, I don't know, Reddit or Facebook or whatever. Don't have to trade with anyone yet. Don't have to play with anyone either. And you can play PoE the same way, I guess. And you can play literally any game like that. Social distancing is always an option. You get baited. You weren't able to pay with toilet paper today. Maybe like next week though. You could like try every week. But yeah. Smooch and my homies, hi, welcome, welcome. Did I read that next patch was going to add more storage, or am I just imagining that? I have not read that, so maybe you are just wishing for it. Or maybe you've like dreamt about it or something. Which is understandable. I think I've dreamt about like more session Grim Dawn as well. So there's a totem here, right? You can already see it. And the Prospector's Trade, I mean in the Jagged Waste area, right? So we should probably check it out. I mean, we're gonna check it out no matter what, right? There's a new patch. Not yet, but there is gonna be a new patch, yeah. We don't have a date for it yet. It's gonna probably be like in, I don't know, 2 or 3 months from now, actually. Maybe like 2 months from now. And, yeah, the new patch is gonna make some bridges repairable. It's basically like gonna add some new areas to Grim Dawn, right? For example, you're gonna be able to repair the bridge between Tyrant's Hold and Twin Falls on the next patch. Unless it's infinite. I mean, yeah, that's why, for example, I'm personally using Grim Dawn Item Assistant to store my items. Yeah, 1.1.7 is already confirmed. We have no confirmation about 1.1.8 yet, so maybe 1.1.7 is gonna be the last patch of Grim Dawn. I mean, I hope not. We'll see. But I mean, after 1.1.7, we're gonna get Xbox release at some point this year, probably, right, as well. So that is on the table as well. So maybe like Xbox gonna get us like another patch, 1.1.8 maybe. We'll see. So yeah, energy issues are still prevalent. Whenever you have energy issues with this build, don't forget that Sigil is like top priority here. At least on my build. I have 22 points in Sigil, so Sigil is like my main damage here. Honestly, you could play the build, like play the same build like a small different way, right? You could have like some different items that you found, right? And focus more on, I don't know, like Vitality Totem, right? Or like Grasping Vines or Bloody Pox, right? I just chose Sigil because I think it's like probably the best ability for a Conjurer. And like the heal is insane, the AoE is pretty good. And you can stack it on top of each other, so it's pretty good for that as well, like for stacking damage, right? What is your opinion of the 3 difficulties? Having to complete the campaign 3 times over with each character, do you like it, do you not like it? I think it's okay now. I didn't like it too much in Ashes of Mammoth, because like in AOM it was a little bit tedious. It was okay for vanilla, it wasn't that great anymore for AOM, but now it's okay because you only have to do it on one character, right? And then you can buy the merit. Let me actually show you that. Yeah, I actually forgot about this, right? Like once you cleared Act 1, which you already did today, you can go to the Conclave of 3, where we have already been as well. And you can go down here, right? To this shop here, to Asgra. And now she's gonna sell you Savior's merits, and look at this, right? This one will unlock the ultimate difficulty, this will unlock all the skill attribute rewards from the lower difficulties. It will also unlock all the rift gates for lower difficulties, and it will unlock all the inventory bags that you get. Like, inventory bags meaning these personal bags here. So yeah, I mean, you just need to finish, like, do 3 difficulties once. And then on your other characters, you can, like, start an elite, or even start an ultimate if you want to, right? Like, you only have to get to ultimate act, like, you only have to, like, finish ultimate act 1 once on a character, right? And then you can just stack these Savior's merits, like, you can buy one here. You can go to your shared stash and just put it in there as well, and then you can, well, go to the stash on like your next character and pick it up from here, right? Like, let me try to find some space here for this. Right, like this. So, because they did the solution for Forgotten Gods, I think it's perfectly fine now to have 3 difficulties. It was annoying me a lot actually in AOM, like on the last expansion, but now it's fine. They found a really nice solution, I would say. It's really good, like it is right now. I like it a lot, as it is right now. What is this RNG, dude? I even found Mythical Final March, dude. I mean, it's a blue pair of blue pair of boots. Which is really good on, like, actually, honestly, like, any character. It got nerfed on this patch. But it's still kinda good, and, I mean, it's a blue pair of boots, right? So you're gonna find these really easily. And as long as you don't have, like, legendary boots or, like, crafted boots that are even better, you're not gonna sell these like that, right? Yeah, this might still be like your choice, right? And another thing that I wanted to tell you is that this has insane whip damage actually, right? This one has even more whip damage. Holy shit, what is this? I shouldn't sell these either like that. Superior of Alacrity is kinda garble, right? I mean, these are actually all pretty bad. These bone spikes are pretty nice though. Yeah, I mean, these are like really awesome for like a ritualist, right? Like, look at those. It's like so insanely good for a ritualist. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, what I wanted to say is that if you go here to this exact same place and you talk to Asgra in Elite instead of in normal, I mean in Ultimate, you're gonna get another merit here, which basically does the same thing, but only like for Elite, right? It will unlock Elite and like unlock everything from like lower difficulties than Elite, so like everything from normal. So you can already like start skipping normal. Once you have beaten the game on normal once, and then also like beaten Act 1 on Elite. And went here and bought this and put it into your stash. So if you want to like start on Elite, you don't have to like wait until Ultimate. You can do the same on Elite already, right? Yeah, Rectus, you ever wait too long for the pages to load on your IA? It's just me. I haven't had any issues with that, to be honest. Like, I don't know, maybe you just have like too many items stashed, I have no idea.
Damn, now that
I don't think I had that issue, to be honest. Sorry. They need to add more loot defense like Totem. Wolves did a pretty good job on things like that.
Come, friend, right to business. Nobody.
I don't know if I want even more, to be honest. I mean, yeah, totems are perfect as they are right now. Adding even more, I'm not sure if that like suits Grim Dawn. I mean, it's like, it was good in Wilson as well, I agree, but like some things in Wilson felt kind of random, like the shrines in Wilson. Like, yeah, there were like lots of events in Wilson, but they felt like less impactful than Totems feel in Grim Dawn right now. And I don't know if I want like more of those like less impactful events, because it might like just bloat the game too much with events, but like not actually make them important. I'm not sure if that like would suit Grim Dawn to have even more events like that. I think Totems are a really great addition as they are right now, but yeah. This one was actually garbage compared to the other one, right? Like this off decay suffix is really good because like off decay does give you vitality damage, right? And this thing already has vitality damage as a base, right? So that's really good. But yeah, Shamans of Decay might be worth using. Maybe. That said, the Reaping Cascade is pretty nice, and the Damage reduction is pretty nice as well on the life binder, right? But it would be like 180% more damage, right? And also more decay damage, which this life binder doesn't even give me at all. And yeah, stone height of protection is probably what we want here as well, right? It's like fine to lose some bit, I mean, fizz rest here, I guess. Even this immovable of the eagle is juicy already. I know it loses like 7% fizz rest, that's okay, kinda. It's not too terrible. Still at 50%. But yeah, what if we try the... Symbol of Salai, right? There it is.
Keep an eye on this.
Problem here is that I do want to default attack every now and then, right? Actually. Gonna be weird. I don't like this playstyle. I like to have moved to somewhere, right? When do I stop using Word of Pain? I mean, it depends on your build, right? You can also like go all the way to 94 with Word of Pain. Depends very much on your class and your gear, to be honest.
These are.
So we have been there, done that, right?
I wasn't sure. I wish I'm going to.
Alright, done it.
I'll skip the Legion is split.
Does nothing to bosses at 50, trash will die anyway. Yeah, I mean it depends. If you don't have any support for it, then yeah, you should probably like don't use it, like not use it anymore. But there are some items like the Wendigo metal, for example, that's pretty nice, like Word of Pain support, or like some item, like some weapons as well, I believe, right? Who do we need to talk to here? Or not these guys, right? Nova. But like for single target, your main damage is gonna be the Stormbox, right? And as Inquisitor. Or like whichever ability you're using from like your second class, right? And plus 3 to Inquisitor, but not enough. I mean, you could also like put it down to like 1-1-1 point, right? And then just use it to like proc devotions and like for the Wendigo debuff, right? Wendigo metal debuff. Also, one other I forgot about this. One other thing I wanted to like tell you is that like another use for this thing here, the merit, which I can just like buy another one, right? Like you can also use the merit on your own character, right? And
See anything you like? Put it to good use.
that way you can like make sure that you didn't like forget about any quests prior to ultimate that gives you like skill points or attribute points, right? Like you could choose to like just skip hidden path now on normal and elite just go like to ultimate and then use the merit on yourself, right? And you would get like the skill points from normal and elite anyway, right? So let's see if we forgot about any here. Right, we're gonna use it here. But actually, we can't use it. Okay, never mind. You actually can't use it. Wait, I thought you can use this. You can't? Okay, never mind. Never mind then. Cut the video.
Best I can with what I've got.
I thought you can.
Got something you need stashed?
Oh well. Now I'm stuck with this. What is this?
Safe with me. Promise.
Scammer. Yeah. My bad, my bad. So yeah, you cannot skip things like hidden path and normal and elite then. Well, I mean, we didn't skip it anyway, so it's fine. I'm probably gonna do like one more thing, like one last thing here on this episode, which is the Time Barrens area. Where's the entrance? So yeah, the symbol of Solar that I'm using now is, well, it's okay, because it doesn't really deal vitality damage itself, but it does debuff enemies and give me like vitality resistance reduction, which is a great way to multiplicate your damage, right? So it's still useful for, still like very useful for vitality. And once we get our hands on like some Chaos to Vitality conversion, it's gonna become even better actually. I mean, that said, it might make this build like too much piano for you, right? So if you don't like it, just don't use it, right? But I actually got a Manticore Poison, interesting. Oh yeah, I got one from one of the totems, right? Interesting. Speaking of totems, we have one more totem here, right? Wait, wasn't it like... Oh, it was over here in this corner, right? Deathmarked or Koba based build? I mean, it depends. You're playing a Trickster, I presume? I mean, for Tricksters, I would say that Koba is like a little bit better. If you're not playing a Trickster, then Deathmarked. It's probably always better, to be honest. If you're not playing a Trickster. Like, Koba is kinda exclusive for Trickster. It's not really that great in other classes. Whereas Deathmarked can be played on any Cold Map lane. Also, you can do stuff like 4-piece Deathmarked and just use the Korba's helmet, right, the hood, on a Trickster. That one works as well, you can also. So I gotta kill Mugara up here, but I also want to like get to the totem, which was over here, right? There it is. Just looking at items for future builds. Alright. I mean, both are good. In general, I would say that Koba Trickster is kind of like glass cannon though, like it's pretty squishy. I mean, Deathmark isn't really much tankier. It's like a little bit tankier, but not too much. Like the main reason for that is not that like Koba set is like way squishier than Deathmark set, it's rather that Trickster as a class is squishier than other Lightblade classes like Spellbreaker or Infiltrator. Right? Alright, what did we get here? We got like nothing, right? Oh well. Oh well. Ogara's up here, right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the map rotation and switcheroos here. Hope you guys don't get lost here. Level 83? That's... non-2-hand Trickster at least. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Winter King Trickster is really tanky. I like tankier. At least. So we do want to make sure to like default attack this boss every now and then, right, to like reduce like all the damage by 12%. Because that's what the scepter does, right? You've made 2 to the end game, Deverage and Blade Master. Currently working on a Sork and a Conjurer. Nice. Also here we wanna search for the cave that is not marked on the map again, right? I was just thinking that they should probably fix storage before console release, because they can't use mouse on console. Yeah. Yeah, they should maybe like increase the... I don't know, what do you guys think is like a good amount of storage for console? Like double the amount that you have now, maybe? Alright, there we go. This one's not marked on the map, right? So this is the one we enter. Yeah, kind of the same about me, to be honest. But I mean, I didn't really have many like ARPGs, experiences before Grim Dawn, to be honest. Like I played a little bit of PoE, and I played like a little bit more of Diablo 3. But I mean, Diablo 3 doesn't teach you anything and has smart loot anyway, right? So you only get items that are like good for your class. Or like usable by your class, rather. Whereas in Grim Dawn you have like lots of cool items that you can't use on your character, but you could use them on like so many other potential characters, right? And then you're like, maybe you should try this, maybe you should try this as well. I don't wanna sell this. And also, since this game doesn't have seasons like PoE or Diablo 3, right? Like, the item that you find now could still be useful in like 3 years from now, right? So, you don't want to sell that item because it might be useful in 3 years, right? And that's why you, well, automatically are gonna like hoard more items in Grim Dawn than say in PoE or Grim Dawn, I mean, or Diablo 3, right? Who sent D3? Yeah, like, I mean, oh, yeah, in Xantai uses stash mods. True. And they went with this philosophy that like new players don't need as much stash, which is kind of true. I mean, yeah, for your first character you don't need as much stash. Like for your first, I don't know, like 4 to 5 characters, you actually don't need more stash than you have right now. But like you're gonna need like way more stash eventually, right? And yeah, as you said, like you cannot use mods on console. Like it's okay right now because people are for computers, like on PC, just use mods, right, for that, or like assistants. They're not really mods; they're like third-party program assistants, like 3D Stash and Item Assistant, right? So they're like technically not mods, but well, yeah, people just call them mods anyway. What if you never found it again? Monkas. If it's like a blue item, you're gonna find it again. Like you don't have to like hoard blue items unless you like wanna hoard it for the potential best roll ever, right? And honestly, with mods, I also like tend to hoard rather too many items than I need, right? Like it's gonna be too much. We're never gonna use like all the items that I have in my item assistant right now. But if you had like enough space to like keep, say, 2 of each item in the game, right? Then I would not need any like mods like item assistants, right? But I mean, 2 of each item in the game, at least like of each endgame item in the game, of each like mythical 84 to 94 version of the items, right? That would still require like a ridiculous amount of space, right? Level lock system in PvP. What if like supporter pack number 3 or whatever it's called, loyalist pack number 3 is like unlimited stash for your characters? I feel like planning something new. Suggestions. What about Obsidian Juggernaut? And hey Nix, how you man? You don't know what to do. I mean, the loyalist packages give you some like illusions, right? Basically skin to win, or like pay to skin rather. They give you illusions for like armor pieces, for example, and they give you like pets, cosmetic pets, obviously. Skins equals skills. The crate pet is pretty nice, that's true, yeah. That's true, Psychonaut. I mean, the main reason why you purchased those is not because you want the skins, right? I mean, maybe some people actually want the skins. I mean, they're nice, yeah. But like the main reason for me to purchase them is just like to have like another way of like supporting crate. And I mean, the free patches that we got, right, like Morgnath Dungeon, what's it called? This patch here, the Totem patch, and the next patch, the Bridge patch. They are all made because we buy expansions and loyalist packages, right? Like if we didn't buy loyalist packages, they wouldn't be able to make those. Like they just wouldn't do it, right? Which is like obvious, kinda. So yeah, it's pretty nice to have this like additional option to like support them. Skins is the best pay-to-win system. And yeah, here you have the guy again where you can like gamble for your legendary items. But note that this guy only works for level 50 to 75 legendary items, so like for vanilla tier legendary items basically. If you wanna like gamble for actual endgame 84 to 94 level legendaries, you have to go to the guy in Act 6 here. Or there's like one guy in Act 7 as well, like in some of these tombs here. I think it's like in the Corvin City here. There's like 1 or 2 tombs, like in the Valley of the Chosen. There's like one ruin slash tomb, whatever it is called, where you find like a smith where you can like gamble for endgame legendary items as well. This guy's a ripoff. Yeah, this guy's a ripoff because you always get like 50 to 75 legendary versions. Oh yeah, somebody was asking earlier like how to farm level 50 to 75 legendaries. I mean, you can always gamble at this guy, right? This is like how you farm level 50 to 75 legendary items when you're like level 100 actually, right? This is what you do, right? Like you can't make them drop anymore, but you can still gamble for them. Do you think a full Dawn Charge Retaliation build would work properly? Do you mean like all Dawn Shard pieces together? I don't think so. They kinda don't work that well together, do they? Like the Glass, for example, they're not like... Are they even using... like giving you Retaliation bonuses? I used hundreds of ancient hearts, I didn't get the item yet. Yeah, I mean, just farm more hearts. Right? Just get the right one. That's like PoE, right? You just farm components. Farm components and then you gamble. I mean, you probably can like make a build, but that kind of like clear main campaign stuff. But it's not gonna be like a good build, I guess. Also, this guy on ultimate, yeah, respect him. Also, there are these healers here, right? We gotta kill the healers. The witch doctors, they're pretty annoying. Voidra and Talons. These are decent as well, actually, right? They even have vitality damage. 84. Level 84. So you have like these Touch of the Ever-Living Grove and the mythical version of Runic Braces as like new possibilities for our gloves, right? Thanks for that shout out, Adios. Shout out to my Discord, yeah. You can join my Discord and ask me annoying questions on Grid's Discord. I mean, it's not gonna be annoying, but I mean, it depends on the question, I guess.
Iron well spent.
I kind of want to go for 84, right? And then we do some switcheroos, and that's gonna be it for the episode for today. So maybe we do Lost Cannons as well. Let's do Lost Cannons. Yeah, I should have like maybe saved Blood of the Reek for like block 3, right? But I mean, we don't need it. Give me thy crystals. What is this? Huh? Wait, the sigil doesn't hit it or what? This one should hit. It's like the tankiest crystal ever. What the hell? Should we do these crystals as well? I mean, these are kind of dangerous, right? Let's just not do it. Fuck this now. Also, this is why I don't really like not having move 2 on my left or right mouse button, because like my character stopped attacking there for a second because of like one enemy being on top of the Aether ground, right? It's kinda annoying. Alright, we have hit 84. Which means we can start equipping some of the legendary items. A lot of like legendary mythical items at least. Oh, cluster, nice. damage MIA, right? That's kinda okay. This guy's gonna spawn like 1 or 2 flash hugs probably now. Might have to deal with those as well. But I mean, that should be okay. There's number 1. I just cut him around, right? Oh, well, okay. And also there's a shrine here as well on ultimate. And this one spawns like some flash hugs that you can't see, so it's not the easiest one. You shouldn't do it at the same time as you do the Herald of the Stars, right? Or Flames or whatever it's called. Like these guys can like deal a lot more damage if you have like worse physical resistance or like worse armor, right? Aladros Spellblade. Aladros Spellblade is really good for like Fire Eye of Reckoning. You can also use it for Fire Strike or Fire Savagery actually, but yeah, I don't know if it's that good for that. Also we found Ferath's Cube, which is like pretty nice for Cold Penetis, Cold Ignafar and Cold Stormbox. Right? Big level, yeah. 84 is a big level. It's one of the like 94 is the most important level, right? 84 is like one of the most important ones as well. Though. So yeah, this one is a level 84 one as well. So do I want to use this now? That's the question, right? I don't know. What do you think, chat? What I definitely want to use though is this medal here, right? I will lose bleed resistance. So I need bleed resistance from something else, right? I will get bleed resistance from this shield at level 85, so maybe I have to like wait for 85 actually. Aether Chaos Elemental. I would lose Chaos, right, using these instead. Or like +2 to Possession is really good as well, because Possession does give me more Absorption, and Absorption is like pretty good always, right? Also more Vitality damage. Really enough, I'm more tempted to give Hardcore a go in this game than in PoE. Like from my personal experience, I feel like this game is more fair when it comes to Hardcore, right? You're not gonna die to server lag, you're not gonna die to like random one-shots. If you die in this game and if you like stream yourself as well, or like just video capture for yourself, like rewatch the VOD of you dying, then you will always understand why you died in this game. And then you will also always understand that the way you died is always like your own fault, because you could have played differently usually. Like if you die in Grim Dawn, I feel like it's always your own fault. Like you're not paying attention properly, or like you're misstepping, or like you're dodging, like you're not dodging certain abilities that you should have dodged, etc. So if you like learn and like try to get better at the game, you will eventually like, I mean, you will still die every now and then, right? Like I'm also dying like every now and then, but because like you always make mistakes, right? But yeah, I feel like it's more fair, like it's way more fair than PoE, for example. But that might also be the case for me because I'm like a PoE noob, right?
Got something you need stashed?
So we're not using that stash, right? So we found... Wait, where is it? Wait, did I sell the mythical version of this? I probably sold it actually, being the pig I am. Oh well. This oops. This prismatic shield is really good actually, because it does give me also 10% physical resistance on top, right? Like I would have like 60% with this, right? Whenever I get hit here. Huh. It's so juicy. Maybe we get like another mythical version of this that I'm not gonna sell. And then we can switch back to this. Which other switcheroos? Oh no, here they are. I retarded. I put them to stash 3, right? I mean to tab 3, right? Yeah, this one has the same 10% fizz runs. I don't know. The resistances are better anyway on those, actually. These are like so good, it's crazy. Yeah, Adios, like, never played PoE basically. Like, probably as much as I did. Alkaiser doesn't die. Yeah, Alkaiser is... I haven't watched too much of his PoE streams to be honest, but he's a really, like, I've watched his Grim Dawn streams, and even in Grim Dawn he's like playing really well. So, yeah, he's really just a really good ARPG player in general.
Safe with me. Promise.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Runic Bracers actually, like, they're really good. Also, the energy absorption from enemy spells does help me with my energy regen sometimes. It's not too bad actually. So let's put all of these that I don't need here, right? And yeah, I'm gonna need this at level 85. This is only needed for like crafting, right? This one as well actually. Final March, okay, let's put it here. Totally normal shield, I mean, I don't even know anymore. Let's play some Tetris, right? There we go.
I'll hold on to that for you.
Got any more scrap metal?
So yeah, this is gonna be it for my part 8 of this Conjurer leveling. We managed to get to level 85, 84 rather. We have a, I mean, in theory we already have a good upgrade right now on 84 with this metal. It's like really good. But I have to like wait for 85 to get the bleed resistance, right? And also this is gonna be like give me some stun resistance. So yeah, on the next episode we're probably gonna finish like Act 3 and 4 and try to get it revered with like the factions that we have met so far. Maybe even Act 5 as well a little bit. And then we're like probably gonna try to like push this character to make him like strong enough to do dungeons on Ultimate. And then we're gonna start doing some dungeons. Like up to dungeons, I feel like farming totems is like probably the best way to farm now in Ultimate. I mean, you can still do like beehives and 2 and 4s, right? But you don't have to right now anymore. You just farm totems if your like character is like not strong enough to do dungeons. In Ultimate, like if you're around like this level that I am right now, or like even higher, but your character doesn't have like good gear, or like you're playing a worse class than Conjurer, then you should just go for like totem farming from now on, right? Or if you can, just like proceed with the main campaign quests, right? That said, Act 6 and 7 are, especially like the second half of Act 7, are like pretty hard. And honestly, also the boss from the Temple of Ozur here can be really sketchy on Ultimate. So you shouldn't like necessarily do it in Ultimate before you have like good gear and like good OA and DA, especially DA. Like that Temple of Azure boss can like reduce your DA by a ton. So yeah, we're gonna have to like do like 1 or 2 bounties from Devil's Crossing next time as well to like get some good augments for OA and DA. Like level 85 is gonna be so juicy when we equip these 2 items, or like these 3 even. And we get like stun resistance here as well through this item, so this means that we don't really have to use White Tongue anymore. And then we can just use like triple Survivor's Ingenuity, which will give us like 20% all damage as well as 2% OA and DA. It's gonna be really good, great here. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching episode 8 here of my Vitality Beginner Conjurer, and hope I see you guys on the next one.